Hi everybody and welcome to a new video here on my channel. I am Retro Bear, which isn't my real name, funnily enough. And this is the gaming pantry, where from here I produce little videos and little snippets of interest that I upload to YouTube for the viewing pleasure of those who are interested. So welcome to the gaming pantry. If it's your first time here, thank you very much for tuning in. If you are back here again from before, thank you very much for tuning in. And before we start, I always give you a little bit of information on what's going on in the background. Got the Wii still plugged in. I must change it, to be honest with you, and get something else on the background, because it's getting a bit sort of Wii orientated, this really, which is really bizarre because I've got very few Wii games to show this week. But this is Speed Racer, which if you don't have this on the Wii, you need it, because it's a really fun little racer, this one, and it's relatively cheap as well. You can pick it up for, I think I picked it up for £1. I think you can probably get it for less than £2. Forget the fact it's based on a rubbish film, as all these games usually are, but this is a really good racer. It's fast, it's colourful, it's bright, it's vibrant. It's got a bit of a silly story attached to it, but hey, you know, it wouldn't be the first game of a silly story attached, would it? But it's definitely worth getting if you can find that anywhere. Pick it up, because it's an absolute bargain for whatever price it is. Very cheap. Sorry, it's a bit warm in here again. You thought by the time we got to September it'd be a lot cooler outside, but nope, it's still very warm in here. Anyway, I hope you are well. And it's been probably just over a week now since I put my last video up on pickups, which is what we're doing today. You can see Basil's sort of propped over my shoulder here, so he just moved from the corner. Just shuffle a few things around just to give myself a little bit of a different angle and a bit more widescreen, I suppose. Really made more references to my size, but anyway, right. So yes, now this is pickups for the 20. Desperately trying to remember what date it was, the 23rd of August, which was a Saturday. Just to fill you in, there aren't any from the 30th of August, because I didn't really... No, the 24th of August, that was it, because that was a Friday, 23rd, wasn't it? Oh, you know, it all sort of blurs into one verse. So 24th of August, I should have a diary or something like that to refer to, a calendar, but that's got no space for a calendar. Although there is actually one over there at the corner of my eye, which I could have used. Anyway, 24th of August this is for. There wasn't anything for the 31st of August, and there won't be anything for the 7th of September either. Having a couple of weeks off. But, wow, what a set of pickups this is. Very surprised about just how much stuff was there that I came across. And it's a case of being in the right place at the right time. You know, you have to time it. People get a car boots and they get lucky. People get car boots and walk around and don't get anything. I've been to 2 this year, and that's exactly what happened to me. Should do more. Well, I should have done more, because it's too late. Next we're into September and the weather starts turning now, and we're into the winter, and I'll sort of go back to the sanctuary, the high street. But I've basically picked up most of my stuff all through this summer. All of it has come from charity shops and second-hand places, which is great. If you can continue to pick stuff up from there, then I'm all good for it. Just beginning at the moment to see a little bit of a few dry, I call them dry areas. Don't know why. It's a funny old thing for calling them, but yeah, there's a few sort of dry towns close to me now, and I've probably just pilfered everything out of there. But hey, if it's there, it's there, isn't it? If it's not there, it's not, and then you just move on to doing something else. So this is from Saturday the 24th of August, and like I said, it was just one of those cases where you're never quite sure what's going to happen. Now, over that weekend, which is Bank Holiday weekend, I was going to do a few different things. I was maybe going to do a special video for Bank Holiday Monday, which I never got around to doing. And I also thought about going out and doing a certain challenge on the Saturday the 24th of August, but I never did that either, because I thought, nah, I don't really feel like doing it today. Maybe I'll save that for another time. And it's an easy one to do. And that's the great thing about that particular one. I can do that any time I wanted, and I wouldn't need to sort of, you know, spend too much time out and about doing it. So it's an easy one for me. So I thought, no, I'll leave that one and I'll carry on doing this one. And I'm glad I did this one, because if I'd not done it, oh, makes you wonder exactly what would have happened to all this stuff, because somebody else would have got it. I don't mind other people picking things up. I have a great amount of respect, and if I see somebody say, oh, I bought this brand new steel copy of Gunstyle Heroes for 50p in a charity shop, and I'll go, you very well played, sir or madam. I don't hold big hold grudge on it, but I when people say this, they're going to sort of say, bloody well done, Retro Bear, you're an absolute star, or bloody hell, Retro Bear, you're an absolute bar steward. I hate you. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to try and work out where to start. Let's start at the beginning. Shall we start at the beginning? I'm very aware at the moment, by the way, because of where I position the microphone, if I go over here you can't hear me, but that's the fun of it. So I try not to talk when I'm over here, other than swear, because you might not hear that. Right, we'll start with this one then. So, first shop I went into, first local town centre, which is being basically all the games that are there that are only going to be bought up by myself and somebody else. In which case, a big hello to Lee over at You've Been Gamed. Not Lee at You've Been Gamed who lives in up north in Sheffield. This is Lee who lives at You've Been Gamed in my town of Felzone. Yes, there are two people called Lee who have a channel called You've Been Gamed. They couldn't be any more different. Different ends of the country. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so he's accused me on his last video, and I say accused me, I mean that in a funny way. He sort of made mention of the fact that he can't find any games in our town because I keep getting them, and I said, well, your last video got a lot of stuff that I'd seen before that's gone now, and I went around last week and there's nothing there. Long story, it is hilarious if you know what I'm talking about. Just whiz past this bit. So the two I picked up that were in a charity shop pushed me off the scent of doing that one challenge I wanted to do. So usually this charity shop do 3 for £1. I could find 2 that I wanted. The other one I nearly picked up was Super Buster Move 2 on the PlayStation 2. Not a particularly rare or collectible game. I thought it might have been at the time, but there's no disc in the box, which was a real shame, because the box and the manual were absolutely beautiful. There was just no disc in it. So that would have been 3 for £1. So if you start to charge you 50p for these 2 each, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. So we'll start with PlayStation 2, and we have Battlestar Galactica, which I've already got on the original Xbox. And this, I think, is based on the original TV series as opposed to the remake that came out 15 or so years ago now. Because I noticed from the instruction manual, there's also on the inside, there's a flyer for the original TV series DVD, which at one point in her life Mrs. Bear did own, because she liked Battlestar Galactica. She actually liked the new one as well, so I wasn't a fan of either of them, to be honest with you. Interesting to note, it does actually contain some of the original cast members, such as Dirk Benedict, who then went on to become the face in the A-Team, Richard Hatch, and I do notice further on down the list, Dwight Schultz. Now, Dwight Schultz also went on to be Mad Murdock in the A-Team, so I'm not sure whether he was in Battlestar Galactica originally. I'm not sure, because he does 2 sets of voices in this. Yeah, it was 50p. It's about £2.50 in CEX. That's a fair pickup. And I also picked this one up because it's my sort of thing. I do like my history, and it is Battle Stations Midway on the Xbox 360. And I love the art on the disc. I know what you're thinking, but I do love that art they used to paint on the side of planes back in the 40s for the war. It's a tremendous art style, and this is all based on history, so I absolutely love this sort of thing. Again, that was 50p. I think CEX sell that for a couple of quid. I'm just going to retrieve a piece of paper. I've got notes this week because it's been that long. I've forgotten what I bought and how much I paid for it, and I've got to try and work out where it comes from, because when we get to the end you'll see what I mean. So that was in one charity shop. I then moved on to another town centre, and they'd got nothing, basically. Nothing at all. Charity shops, zip nada, L nothingo. Absolute waste of time. I didn't say there wasn't any games there. because this is you get to the point. If you're collecting as stupidly as I do, you sort of reach a point in your collection where you've got so many games that every sort of charity shop you go into, you can guarantee if they got 5 games on the shelf, you've got 5 of them. They're all there. They're all exactly the same ones, or a certain system. If I go for Wii, for example, I can guarantee every single one on the shelf I will have, probably with the exception 1 in 5 charity shops of one I haven't got, which I'll show you shortly. So it's really annoying. That's not to say they haven't got games. They have got games. I've just got all the games that they've got. So this is where it gets a bit more, collecting becomes a bit more specific, a bit more difficult. But if you are collecting like I do, or going to, sort of go for a full set or something, this is what you're going to come across. You can get all the cheap stuff very, very quickly, the readily available stuff very, very quickly, and then you've got to start going a bit further. That's probably the thrill of the chase, really. The fact that you get all the easy stuff, now the hard stuff comes along. Some people do their own. I'll get the hard stuff first, and I'll get the easy stuff afterwards. But sooner or later, one or the other is going to run out. So I then went into cash converters, and there wasn't an awful lot in there either. I nearly gave up, and then all of a sudden, out the corner of my eye, I saw some PlayStation 3 stuff, which I'm going to show you in a second, and also a Wii game, which I hadn't got. And that is Cars, which is a game I do own on the PlayStation 2. And this was 50p, which was brilliant. It was actually sealed. Oh, I say sealed. They put some sellotape on it. And I'm always dubious when you go into somewhere like that and they've sealed it up themselves. Why have you done that? Why have you sealed it up? There must be something wrong with it. But when I got home, there was actually nothing wrong with the disc whatsoever. In fact, it's pretty good condition disc, that one. Or, there's no spiders in it only. That was the other thing you're expecting. You open it up and you get home and that thing is snake comes out the top of it. So that was 50p, which was great, because they had another copy which wasn't sealed and was at £2.50. Go on about game and their daft pricing policies, but this was an absolute steal, 50p. Great stuff. And then I noticed at the corner of my eye, looking at some PlayStation 3 stuff, there was no 360 stuff, nothing else. I thought, I've got all these, and then all of a sudden I noticed, for some reason there were some PlayStation 3 games reduced to £1 each. Now, I'm always again very dubious. Why? Sometimes I can't work out why. As I say, with that Cars is the perfect example. Well, I can't understand why sometimes in cash convert you can go in and there's 2 copies to go on the shelf. One's ridiculously cheaper than the other, and 9 times out of 10 there's nothing wrong with it. They might be missing the manual, which is probably the 1 time out of 10. So for some reason all these PlayStation 3 games were reduced to £1, and I thought, PlayStation 3, and then I noticed some of the titles. And I thought I'd be a complete moron to leave them on the shelves, because they're actually good titles. Well, I think they're good titles anyway. Make your own mind up. Let me know in the comments thing, where you leave messages. So, now I say they're good titles. You're going to get the first couple, you're going to go, oh yeah. Clickbaiting titles again. Yes, good titles this week, Retro Bear. First time ever. No, let's see. It starts off strangely and then gets better. So, first game I picked up for £1. Actually, I didn't tell you what Cars was worth. Not that you're particularly bothered. Yeah, Cars goes for £4 in CEX. So that's a 50p game for £4. No, a £4 game for 50p. These ones should be fairly straightforward. Oh dear. What I need is somebody stood behind there with some cue cards. Now I'm going to try and work this out. So, first one we got then for £1 was how typical. A title which is a necessity because it's Naughty Bear. How could I not own this game? I have absolutely no idea. But fascinatingly enough, inside again manual, disc, and also there's a little code card there as well, with a code in the back which I'm not going to show you, which may or may not have been used. I don't know. But this was £1, and I've not seen this game anything under £4 before. I think it's £3.50 in CEX at the moment, but I haven't seen a copy of this, and to be honest, I wouldn't have bought it, but that's £1. I thought, well, that's a game that doesn't usually go that cheap. Next game for £1. Now this one again slightly goes in less at CEX, but I haven't seen it before. I know the game, but I've not seen it before, and this is Pain, which is where you sort of propel cartoon character people into buildings. and try and destroy them. Again, I just warn you about some very, very strange disc art here. Just apologies to all the ladies who are watching. To compensate for that, there's a bloke getting his face smashed in on the other side. There you go. And that was, I say, £1, and that goes for £3 in CX. But I've never actually seen a physical copy of this. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember if I played a demo of it, or we downloaded a demo of it, or I'm getting confused with another game. But I've never actually seen a physical copy of this, despite being aware of it. So again, £1, £3 selling in CX, which is, again, that's a win-win, isn't it? So at the moment, three games, which cost me £11 in CX. I picked them up for £2.50, which is great. What are we going on now? Now here's a game series I've never played before, which is really weird because given how many games I've got and how long I've been playing games, I'd have thought I'd have played it at least on some format, but I haven't. So this is God of War Ascension, which also contains an exclusive demo of The Last of Us, which Mrs. Bear has indicated an interest in playing. Now this one hasn't got a manual in it. It's got a trail for Django Unchained, which is a very good film. You've never seen that, make sure you see it. And also on the back there's season 5 of Breaking Bad, which is a series I haven't watched. Mrs. B's watched it all the way through. Love the fact on the inside of this there is some artwork, which I'll just take the disc off. Nothing wrong with these discs at all. You'd expect some of these discs maybe to have markings on them. No, they were all absolutely clean. Just needed a bit of a rub over, a bit of a dust. It's a lovely artwork on the inside. And again, this was a pen. Now I thought this might go for a bit more. This goes for £4 in CEX. Try and get that. I'm aware sometimes I don't get these quite as close as I should do, but I'm only showing you the back of the box, which realistically you can look for yourself, can't you? There's another bit. Now these last three here, I picked these up purely, not all of them. One of them I certainly wanted to play, but I picked it up purely based on the name. So for £1, drum roll please. No, it's not that. Well, I don't think it's that exciting, is it? Yeah, it's this sort of. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. So I think I've recited, yes, I have recited that absolutely correctly. Now, regular viewers will know I don't really have a great deal of affinity for side-on beat-em-ups, and you'll be absolutely right, I don't. The manual's possibly a little bit water, drink damaged. It's not too bad condition. The front cover's a bit rough, but the insides are perfectly fine. So this was £1. Bit of a problem with the sticky label at the back as well, down the bottom, which you can't see. Now I do own one Marvel vs. Capcom game, which is the one that came out on PlayStation 4. I only own that one because Tesco's have reduced it to £4.97. I wish I'd had more at the time, because at the time I saw it and bought it, CEX were offering £18 trading. I was going through this bin in Tesco's trying to find more copies of it, but they hadn't, so I've got that one. I only opened it, I've sealed it, because it's not my sort of game. But this at the moment, as of Tuesday, which was the other day, to be more accurate, that £6 that sells in for in CEX. I picked it up for £1, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. If you wanted to be a bit picky about it, you could say, well, it's a little bit. Now, next one, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Now again, people have got the wrong idea about me and Resident Evil. Purchase for £1, CX sell it for £4. Yeah, people got the wrong idea about me and Resident Evil. I am a fan of the series, don't get me wrong. I think there was a comment made months ago where everybody was literally doing Resident Evil 2 videos because it came out in HD and the remake and all that, and I said, made some sort of remark about the fact that everybody was doing Resident Evil 2 videos. Excuse me. Oh dear. Bit of heartburn there. And the impression was got that I don't like Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil games, I really do. I don't play them that much because they scare the pants off me, but I've got loads of Resident Evil games, and it's a series I played first on the PlayStation 1, and I played PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, on the Wii, and now I'm going to start playing. I've also got 5 on the PlayStation 3 as well. I think I've got 6 on the Xbox 360, which should be up there somewhere. Yeah, I've got 5. Got 5 up there as well. So I've got loads of Resident Evil games. I just made a comment about the fact that everybody seemed to be doing videos on the new Resident Evil 2 game, which is fair enough because it was a very, very good game originally. But again, £1 for that. Not bad, is it, really? Right, and finally, this was the game actually I wanted out of all those there. This is the game I actually wanted, and this is, because I think, yes, there we go. It's Back to the Future, the game. Now this contains all 5 episodes that were released as downloads on disc for the first time ever. All 5 episodes of Back to the Future, the game. Complete behind-the-scenes video series, full art gallery, and video reel with hours of audio commentary. And again, comes with a manual. So these are all games that come with a manual, apart from God of Ascension. Every single one is boxed and complete, and has cost me £1. And the great thing about this one is that purchase for £1 and CEX at the moment sell that for £8. And that is just plethora of games there. So those 6 games there cost me £6. If I bought them in CEX, quick bit of adding up here, about nearly 30 quid. £6 for 30 quid's worth of games, near enough. Be mad not to pick them up. Absolutely mad. So after that, I then moved on to my final calling point that day, and wow, if you thought that was good, this is going to be even better. But it starts off rather strangely, because second charity shop I went into, and again it's a charity shop I don't get much out of anyway, which I'm finding quite a lot now. Charity shops I don't usually get a lot out. I'm going to find the odd game which is like, wow, I must have that. And this is a bit of a strange one because I haven't seen it before, and having checked CEX's stock, there wasn't one local to me, plus the fact that it was in a charity shop for £2, which, before you fall off your chairs, yes, I paid £2 for it. Also, as well, the fact that CEX was selling it for £1.50, but I couldn't get a copy close enough. I thought, well, I'll never see this game. This might be the one game I can't find. I doubt it very much. You have to, go with the reasoning of the logic at the time. Am I going to find this game anywhere else ever? Possibly not. Orange squash, just so you're interested. Oh, that's nice. Yes, so you have to also remember as well my age, and obviously the fact that I'm not exactly the most delicate of people. So when somebody walks up to the counter at my age with my looks and buys Diva Ballerina on the Wii, yeah, it sends off all sorts of things. Now, I've got no problem whatsoever buying something like this. I just worry about sometimes what people do think. I have bought Hannah Montana games, I have bought fashion games, I've bought horse games, Barbie games, Bratz games, all sorts of absolute tosh over the years, and I have absolutely no problem in doing that. I know some people do. I have absolutely no problem whatsoever in picking those sorts of games up. This one I didn't really have a problem with either. You're just never quite sure how some people are going to look at it. But nothing was said, nothing was mentioned. It was a young girl who served me behind the counter anyway, so... But it would have been absolute criminal to leave this on a shelf because it's a very good condition copy. The manual's fine, the disc is absolutely clean. You can learn real ballet moves. I'm just trying to read this. Wii balance ball compatible. Practice real ballet moves and perform them for the crowd. Track your progress and measure how close you are to your dream performance. There's a video in this somewhere. I can see. I can always work people's minds out. I can see the mind ticking over here. Yeah, you got to do a video on that. Yeah. We'll set a fund up, and if you donate enough money to it, I will do it. Train your upper body with the Wii remote and lower body with the Wii balance board. Put it all together for the performance. So yeah, it's also by 505 Games, which I think have got a reputation for making a load of crap. So, but yeah, it was £2, but the chances of me find that game again, fairly remote, to be honest with you. But it's a lovely copy. It's a very nice copy. So I can't sort of begrudge that and not buy it. And Now moving on to a bit more of a manly game. I'm moving on to the next charity shop, and they've had some original Xbox stuff in this charity shop quite a lot recently. Unfortunately, again, because I've got nearly 250 of the games, a lot of the stuff that people dump in charity shops I've already got. I think last time I was in there I picked up, it wasn't the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell one, there was probably, oh, it's the NBA game I picked up a couple of weeks ago. And then going through the games I got in there, I thought, oh, there were a couple of new titles in there. And this one I hadn't got, and this is Unreal 2 The Awakening. And because I've now got Unreal Championship and Unreal Championship 2 on the Xbox, I'm pretty sure that may complete the Unreal games that I have. I don't know a lot about it. Paid 99p for this. It sells for 150, I think, in CX. Yeah, 99p, and CX said it for 150. I did mention the Ballerina game cost me £2. They said it for 150. So a little bit down on that one. So not a lot of bargain wise picking up. There were two games I haven't got, and again, original Xbox games. Get hold of them while you can, folks. Then, and this is where it gets really interesting, I'll cross the road into cash converters, and there's a story behind this, and I love the stories. And I'm looking at the clock. There we go. And we got right. Okay, plenty of time to tell this story. I walk into cash converters, where I go pretty much every week, with Mrs. Bear's dad in tow, because he's got a part to play in this story as well, which is quite funny. Go in there, and the first thing they walk up to the back where all the games are, and half the games are gone, nothing on the shelf. And the bloke comes behind me and he goes, "Oh, excuse me, mate, I'll take those off there." Gets a great chunk of games off the shelf. And I was like, "Well, where are you going with that?" And he said, "Oh, I'm taking them over to the till." Well, why are you doing that? So, well, I'm going to run them through the computer, he said, and if the computer tells me I can do this, he said, I can put them in that 10p bucket over there. 10p bucket? 10p bucket? I use these exact words in the shop. Show me the bucket. That's exactly what I said. Show me the bucket. And because I've got Mrs. Bear's father with me, he goes, "Oh, I better find somewhere to sit down then for a bit, hadn't I?" Oh yeah, because, you know, there's nothing that I love more than a bucket which says 10p on it. Buckets full stop. If they've got chicken or games in them, I'm there. So, 10p games. Now, not all these cost 10p. There are a couple in here which didn't. And they're all PlayStation 3 as well. I'm trying to work out which ones didn't cost. Hang on. Yep, those two, right. So let's do those two last and we'll do these first. So, these are the 10p ones. Now, basically what he said, and I've relayed this to a couple of people already, if when they scanned them through the computer and they'd had them for a certain period of time, he was allowed to discount them to 10p so they got shot of, so they could create more space for new stock. Which is really weird, because I also know they've had some of those games in there for quite some time, and some of these games I know they've had for quite some time as well. In fact, when I get to the next slot, I picked up one in there and I'll tell you a story about another one. So not every game was 10p. The great thing about it was Saturday bank holiday, and it was practically dead. There was very few people milling around. So I think, again, someone said half an hour ago, right place, right time. This was it, because on a normal Saturday, for example, somebody else would have done it. Now, I just for the record, I went back in there Saturday just gone, because I had to take Mrs. Bear's dad down to the town to do his shopping. And when I got there, I said, "Well, do you mind if we just pop in here? I won't take anyone else, we'll just pop in here." He said, "Yeah, it's fine." We went in there, and the 10p bucket, which I still got, had basically a load of rubbish football games in it. Everything else had gone that was any good. And when I went over to the shelves, all the stuff they put back on the shelf was the stuff they couldn't discount. And there was nothing there of interest. I wouldn't have bought those games at their price, $3.99, $4.99, $7.99. Not going to pay that, sorry. And there were some, $1.99, $2.99 titles, and there were titles under £1, but I got most of them. So it just goes to show, had I not gone down there on that Saturday, I might have missed all this. Anyway, what did I get? Well, I'm glad you asked. So first up, now some of these don't have the manual. This is just the look. Not got lucky with those ones I showed you with. Some of these do not have the manual. Now I ain't so fussed about that because when I'm paying 10p for a game, I don't give a toss. As long as the disc's in there, it's the right disc, I don't mind. So first up, 10p was Sega Superstars Tennis, which is a game I now own on the Wii and the PlayStation 2 as well as the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. No manual, but it cost 10p. 10p. It's actually quite a fun little game. It's a fun game, but I'm not a fan of it because if I'm going to play tennis, I want to play proper tennis, not comedy tennis. Next up, 10p. Couldn't believe this one. Grand Theft Auto episodes from Liberty City, which contains 2 episodes, The Lost and the Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony. Great stuff, really nice looking box, and also fascinatingly enough inside it also has the map. I'm not going to get the map out now because there's a very good chance I won't know how to fold it back up again. And this one comes with both the manual, the map and the disc. That's 3 things. So all 3 of those. Obviously I've got the manual as a bonus. Again, 10p this was. It's, apart from the usual issue with this cash converter sticker residue on there, which I must get off, there's nothing wrong with it. The disc all the disc required was a quick wipe over with a cloth. All the fingerprints off and all the dust or grit on them. Nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them. Can't believe it. Here's a game I had originally, then we gave it away. But I've now got it back because it cost me 10p, and that's Sega Rally. Yay! Not quite as good as the arcade, but again, this one complete with manual. I remember it was a good game. It's a good game. We wanted to play it ever since, but again, you don't see this for much under £4. Now, again, I forgot to refer to my list, haven't I? So hang on, we'll just start again. So where are we? Sega Rally. Right, what have we done first? Right. Right, Sega Superstars Tennis cost me 10p, CEXL for £3. Grand Theft Auto cost me 10p, CEXL for £5. Sega Rally cost me 10p, CEXL for £4. It all mounts up, this, doesn't it? It's all going into a mega haul. Here's something else for 10p. Slightly annoyed about this for 2 things. Firstly, it's Harry Potter, and this is years 5 to 7. Now, some of you more eagle-eyed people may notice what's wrong with that. It's a CEX printed cover. But it was 10p. 10p this was. I got lucky with this game because I bought this for £1 on. If I got it on Lego, yeah, I bought that for £1 months ago in Worcester from a cash converters. So Harry Potter 5 to 7, 10p. CEX will give you 8. They will sell that to you for £8. Not give it you £8. They will sell that to you for. Up next, another 10p game. Yes, Batman Arkham Origins. Except it's not. It's Batman Arkham City. Yes, because they gave me the wrong disc. And all the downloadable bump for Arkham Origins in here as well. So you got the Deathstroke Challenge Pack, the Nightfall Pack, Bane's Forces Online Vanity Pack, Joker's Vandal Online Vanity Pack, and the classic Tim Drake Robin skin. That means anything to anybody? So yeah, so they gave me the wrong game. So I have Arkham Origins box and Arkham City disc. Not to worry. But again, that's a 10p game for £2. I've played a couple of these, not many of them. I haven't got many of the Batman games. So now here's a game I wanted for some time as well. Don't know why, I just like the look of it. And this is Terraria. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's also cost me 10p. CX currently selling for 4. No manual with this one. but I have got a warning card. That's always helpful. And I just like the look of and sound of this game. So I shall be giving that a whirl at some point. I have no idea what it's about, but it just looks really interesting. So, but again, I've seen this so many times on different formats, the Wii U, the Xbox 360. It's always been stupidly priced. So to get that for 10p, wowzer. Next 10p game, Ratchet and Clank Q-Force. That's a third Ratchet and Clank game I've got on there now. I think I picked up Quest for Booty for 30p last year or early on this year. What's that one gone for? Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, so again, 10p game. CEX will sell this to you for £8. And again, it's got the manual. I'm pretty not sure that cover is actually sort of sun faded or not. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't quite look the right colour. I could be wrong. It just looks a bit washed out to me. But yeah, I mean, that's again 10p game. CEX will sell it for £8. So yeah, and I do enjoy it. And it's also got a cross-buy because it includes a downloadable version for the PlayStation Vita, which I don't have. And then finally, I thought this was probably the pickup of the lot. It's not quite what I thought it was. This appears to be Farming Simulator 15. But on closer inspection, 1, there is no manual, and 2, there's a copy of Farming Simulator inside. Now, having spoken to an unreliable source, the man who works at CEX, he assures me that if it's Farming Simulator 15, it would have a 15 on the disc. I'm inclined to believe him because I've looked at the actual copyright on this one on the disc, and the copyright says 2013. So I'm convinced, I'm 100% convinced that is the wrong game in the wrong box. Which is a real shame, but these Farming Simulator games hold their value. I thought, wow, I think this one still sells in CEX for 15 quid, 15, Farming Simulator 15. This one, Farming Simulator, which I think we're classing as 13, that still sells for 8 quid in CEX. So £8, £15, it's still more than what I paid for it, and a great bonus because it cost me 10p. Couldn't believe it when I first found it, but again, not knowing about the disc, a bit disappointed with that, but not too disappointed. Slightly disappointed. Now, these two games cost me 99p. Yes, that was the 10p stuff that I picked up. The thing was, they were doing it over the weekend. So they were dropping off and I couldn't hang around all day waiting for this bloke to take stuff over to the counter and start going through the till. I just couldn't do it. I actually picked up a couple of the games, and then went for a walk around and come back 40 minutes later. We'd done some more, and I took some more of those out. But I couldn't keep doing that all day. I just couldn't keep dragging Claire's dad around. It just wasn't fair to do that. So sometimes, if I'd been on my own, I'd have sort of like gone for a coffee somewhere and come back and done it that way. So these two cost me 99p. Because again, he'd gone to the till. Okay, you can't discount it to 10p, but you can discount it to 99p. Great. All for that. Right. This is really smooth this week, isn't it? Yeah. I'm often praised for my smoothness. How it looks like I don't need to rehearse. And evidently, I do. Right, so first one up for 99p was Gran Turismo 6. I've got the Academy edition, Gran Turismo 5 Academy on PlayStation 3, but not 6. So I quite enjoyed that one. I don't usually like Gran Turismo games. I think they're a bit too simulatory. But no, this one there. So I was absolutely thrilled to get that for £1, and I think CEX sell that for 6 at the moment. So again, even at £1, great value. And then the other game I got £1, I don't usually buy it. I always say I don't usually buy the Platinum editions or the Classics editions or whatever. But because I'd already got Harry Potter 5 to 7, I thought, well, it'd be rude to miss out on Harry Potter 1 to 4 if it's 99p. So this is the Essentials copy of Harry Potter 1 to 4. But again, this one, 8 quid. So I paid £1 for it. CEX sell it for 8. See, it's the Essentials disc, but it's also got the manual inside that again. So not too bad. And there's the back of the box. So that was superb stuff, wasn't it? So all that there, I'm just going to move that over there. If you hear a crash, it's just the game's falling over. No, that's fine. There you go, the way. And usually that would have been my weekend. However, this particular branch of cash converters doesn't usually open on a Sunday, and they don't usually open the bank holiday. But I've been talking to this gentleman behind the counter. He was incredibly helpful, I've got to be honest with you. Very, very nice chap. He said, oh, we're opening bank holiday Monday this week. He said, we don't usually. He said, I dare say head office have got the weekday off. He said, but they've asked us to open up, so we're going to open up. So he mentioned he'll be dropping some more of those games into the bucket for Monday. And I thought, I can't not go back. I cannot go back and miss out. So, bank holiday Monday, which was the 20-something of August, yours truly went down to cash converters again and got some more games. Oh, dear me. Now again, let's do that one there. Oh dear. Put that there for the moment. Now again, not all these were 10p, but I think most of them were. I'm just going to have a quick check through. No, yep. All these I'm about to show you were 10p apart from one. If I get that game out of the way first, PlayStation 3 game. They'd obviously carried on reducing some of the stuff after I left on Saturday, so I've got Lord of the Rings Lego PlayStation 3 for 99p. Box doesn't close properly, and there's no manual, but 99p. Now this one just sells for 4 at the moment in CEX, so it's not a particularly big bonus, but there we go. So that cost me 99p. I'm just consulting my list to say that I'm very happy to say that all these were 10p each. Obviously they moved on to the Xbox 360 after I left on Saturday, because all these are 360 games. So obviously got the good PlayStation 3 stuff, and then no, I didn't. No. See what I mean about rehearsing this? Right. Do you remember Batman Arkham Origins not long ago, which turned out to be Batman Arkham City? Well, I went back on Monday and they got Batman Arkham City for 10p. And guess what they found in the box? Their box of discs, they found Batman Arkham Origins. Hurrah, I hear you cry. So, yes, we've now resolved that problem. I now have, and I've left them in the same, I left them in the boxes at the moment just to show you that. So I now have Arkham City and Arkham Origins, and I have a box each for those games, and that again, that cost me 10p. Because it was a long negotiation period. I said, well, you must have the copy of that game because I've got a copy of that game at home. And then he went through everything. Yeah, again, it's the same guy on Saturday who was on there on Monday. And he said, I'll go through all this for you. And through, and he found some other stuff which didn't exist, and that's not the right one. And oh yeah, we found it. So I've now got a copy of that game. Also, as I mentioned, some of these games have been on the shelves for months, if not longer. And the one game that had been on there for absolutely ages was the limited box edition of the Elder Scrolls something or other for the 360. I can't remember which one it was. I'm going to have to take a drink. So, take good care of your games, folks. You can see I do. You stay there. Yes, so the three. No, I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, that Elder Scrolls game. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a limited edition with a box, cardboard box, which looked like somebody had sat on it because it was absolutely wrecked beyond belief. So what happened was, and he reduced it to 10p. So I thought, well, I'll have that. If it couldn't find the discs, and the map and the manual were missing anyway, so really it wasn't worth the hassle for it. But again, they'd had that for months. They reduced it from $14.99 down to 10p, and they hadn't got the disc and the manual. So, right, I promised you some 360 stuff. Here we go then. All these, ladies and gentlemen, cost 10p. I can't believe it either. Just Dance 2017, because you know I love my Just Dance games. There's a load of songs on here I've never heard of before. This one, Just Dance, yeah, CX will charge you £8 for that. No manual, but I mean, that's probably the newest game I've got. on the old systems. It's got to be. I've got Switch games and PlayStation 4 games, but that must be one of the newest games I've got on the older system for now. For another 10 pence, Family Guy, Back to the Multiverse. I said I've got the previous game on the Xbox, I think. No manual with that one. But again, 10p, Family Guy in CX at the moment, £6. Hope you're keeping tally at home. Next up, a game I've been after for quite some time, Kinect Disneyland Adventures. And again, there was another copy in there marked up at £2.99, but because they'd had this one longer, they reduced it to 10p. No manual. Again, this one, Disneyland Adventures. God, I should have written these down in order. I was doing them. It's here somewhere because I never wrote it down. Back of the box while I'm just going through my list. Oh yeah, 10p, £3 in CEX. 18 iconic attractions, engage in 100 challenging quests and capture memories with 35 Disney characters. Fun for all the family. Next up now, somebody else picked this up fairly recently, he who shall not be named, so he always gets a mention, and he got a much better deal than I did. I managed to pick this up with 10p anyway, and this is Painkiller, Hell and Damnation Uncut. Except when he opened his up, you know what I'm talking about, he got lots of bump inside his and extra bonuses, and all I got was a manual, but not to worry, because I'm never likely to play this. But again, CX at the moment sell that for £5. I think the version he got like the soundtrack and some other bits and pieces to go with it as well. So then again, I've found bonuses before now. I bought that copy of Yaber Ninja Gaiden, which has got the comic book inside. It was all sealed up. I didn't know it got the comic book inside until I got home and opened it up. So sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Next one for 10p, Mass Effect 3. So that now means I've got all 3 Mass Effect games. And again, not sure if there's a manual with this one or not. There's an Xbox. Just trying to... Oh dear, that's broken. There we go. Right, let's fix that again. So there's various sort of bits and pieces on the inside. Ooh. There's also a reversible cover on it as well, and there's 2 disc versions. Both discs are in there. I'm just holding it in because that spindle is very loose, but both discs are in there. They're both called disc 1 and disc 2, so they haven't done me for that. There's also an online pass as well, but again, 10p. So lucky that means I've now got all 3 Mass Effect games on the Xbox 360. Mass Effect 3, not particularly valuable, £2 in CEX. But I'm only paying 10p for it, so I mean I get more, but they will trade that in for 60p. So I could have made 50p on that. Not a lot, but 50p, isn't it? Next up is Diablo 3, which also includes the Infernal Helm. Or Smedic, as it's more customary now. And again, it's got manual and disc. Disc is always a bonus. Anything else extra in there? Yes, the Infernal Helm add-on, which you have to subscribe and then probably buy same time if it still exists, of course. And this one here, Diablo 3, cost 10p, CEX £2.50. I'm pretty sure someone else had picked this up recently, another Kinect game. This is Fantastic Pets, which looks absolute rubbish. It's from THQ, which probably explains why they went out of business. It's another Kinect game. I'm trying to get a few of these. Fantastic Pets. Yeah, again, CX will charge you £3 for that. Bit of a bonus. Next up, one of my favourite game series, as you all know, this is Need for Speed, and this is Rivals, which is also better with Kinect. I'm not sure how that quite works. Now again, I thought this was actually a bit more valuable than it was. No manual this one. CEX will set it to you for £4. This was a 10p game. So like the old Need for Speed series, so I shall very much enjoy getting my teeth into that. Oh, there, nearly there. Another great game series, Gears of War Judgment, which is the only one I haven't got for the Xbox 360. Not particularly valuable. This is a £2 game in CX. I'm not sure if it's a manual on that. It also said it had the original codes for the original game, but they appear to have gone. I'm not too bothered about that because I do have the original. And then the final game, and again this is going back to when I talked about, I know how long they'd had games for. They had this game for a very, very long time, and I had it marked up at £7.99. Now CEX will sell this for £6, and I thought it's an absolute just in the right place at the right time. I wouldn't have bought it for anything other than the fact it was 10p, and it's Rambo the video game, which is meant to be absolutely terrible, which is why I wanted it. It's got manual as well, so everything in this one should be there. Yeah, it's not meant to be a particularly good game in any stretch of the imagination. I think it actually does the word good more harm than anything else. But wow, again, they'd had that for months at £7.99 and 10p. There we go. So that was a draw, wasn't it? That was it. That was all the games they had that I managed to pick up over that weekend, and I ain't finished yet because I still haven't spent me £20. You know, my budget's usually around £20 a week. I don't usually spend £20. Week before I'd spent a bit more because I saw some Wii U games, and this week I still had to sort of. By the time I'd done all that stuff you've seen there, I got to £15, and I thought, I'll go to CX and see if there's anything there that I can find. And the first one we got is a GameCube game for £1. This is Peter Jackson's King Kong, the game of the movie, which is complete with disc and manual. Now when I bought this was £1, and the great thing about it since then is it's gone up to £1.50. So I've actually made money on that already. Whoops. Games falling all over the place. What a day. And then finally, because I got lots of PlayStation 3, there's no one PlayStation 2 game. That's probably because I'm running out of space. And I got a Wii game, and it was a Wii game for £3 because I say I still got £4 left over. I couldn't find anything to spend another £1 on, so I thought I'd draw the line at that. So for £3, and it's a game that I haven't seen very often, and this is Thor: God of Thunder on the Wii, which ties in with the first film. It's got Hemsworth doing the voice, not singing, the voice of Thor. But you don't see that one all that often. I've not seen it too many times. So I picked it up for £3, and then I went home. And I've been waiting since I did this video. So, right, tallying it up, just to give you an idea of just what sort of weekend it was. During the course of that weekend, the 24th and the 26th, which was the Saturday and the Monday of August, I purchased 35 games. That's an awful lot. That's 14 more than I bought the previous week. That's probably what most people buy in a month. I bought it in 2 days. 35 games I paid £19.37 for. If I took all that lot to CEX and traded it in, I took these prices sometimes toward the end of last week, so probably say about the 28th of August, this is correct for, I would have got £66.70 for all that. Which doesn't sound like an awful lot, does it really? But you'd be tripling your money. If I was to buy them all from CEX, this is the great thing about it, if I was to buy them all from CEX at their prices, correct as of the 28th of August, that little lot would have cost me £147.20. £147.20. I mean, that is a ridiculous amount of money to save on sort of buying things like that. It's not nearly 80-90% discount. I'm sure someone will work it out, but I mean 20 divided by 147 is 7 something or other. It's not 20% discount. It's 7 times into it anyway, something like that. it's at 60, 80, 84% discount or something like that. You can't say any further. And if I just break it down a bit further for you, because I do like breaking these statistics down, on average each one of those games cost me 55p, which is pretty good going. If I was to trade each one in individually, they'd be £1.91, and the average price of each game was around about £4.20 if I bought them in CEX. So I was buying them for 55p, and if I bought them from CEX I'd be paying them £4.20. 8 times less doing it that way. It goes to show if you were in the right place at the right time, you win. Let me know what you think, because I'll be very, very keen to see. There are, honestly, for a change, there's some good games in there. You think, bloody hell, he's bought some good games for a change there. What's going on? Is the sun still shining outside? Has the world stopped turning? Have they called an election? But there are some great games in there. And there's some strange games I'm playing. And there's Lego games in there which hold their value. And there's Resident Evil, Back to the Future. There's games which you don't see as cheap as that. Well, you may have found them cheap now. I'm getting a reputation of somebody who finds 10p games. This is a case of, people have said to me before now, where do you always find these games? Do you haggle for these games that you get for 10p? No, I don't. I'm just there when it happens. I don't choose to collect this cheaply. This is how I do it. I collect on a budget because that's what I can do. I can still enjoy my hobby, but I collect on a budget, and I don't negotiate on these sort of things. These are what they're asking for. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. Like I said, bank holiday weekend, it was very quiet. Last weekend when I went in there was loads of people around, and there was nothing in the 10p bucket, and all the stuff on the shelf was stuff I've already got or was way too much wanted. So I was there at the right time. It's the way it is. And so, on that note, I'd like to say thank you very much indeed for watching. If you have enjoyed what you've seen during the course of the last 6 hours, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment and tick that notification bell, because that'll tell you when I put a video up, if you remember. I also, like I said, comment, be great to get some feedback. And let me know if you found anything as cheap as that. I mean, I think 10p is probably about the cheapest I've done now. Done that quite a few times lately. But all that means to say is to once again wish you all the very best, and hope to see you again very, very soon. I shall spin round and turn my computer off now while I say thank you very much indeed for watching. Take care. Bye for now.